Growth is not what happens to you when life gets better. It is what must happen inside you before life can change at all. Let me submit to you today a principle that will shatter everything you've been taught about personal development. The manufacturer never creates a finished product. He creates a growing product. Look at a seed. That seed contains a tree, but the seed must cooperate with a process called growth. You are that seed, and every day you refuse to grow, you are committing treason against your own destiny. The tragedy of life is not that people fail. The tragedy is that people stop. They stop learning. They stop expanding. They stop becoming. And when you stop growing, you start dying. There is no neutral zone. You are either green and growing or ripe and rotting. I want to challenge your thinking about growth itself, because most people have been taught to think about growth the wrong way. They think growth is something that happens automatically with time, like aging. Wrong. Aging is automatic. Growth is intentional. You can be 50 years old and still thinking like you're 15. You can have 20 years of experience or 1 year of experience repeated 20 times. Time doesn't grow you. Decision grows you. Discipline grows you. Hunger grows you. The manufacturer built you with capacity for continuous expansion, but he also gave you the responsibility to activate that expansion daily. Here's what religion never told you. Here's what your culture conveniently left out. Here's what society has been hiding from you since the day you were born. They taught you to believe that you need to find yourself. Wrong. You need to grow yourself. They taught you that your potential is something you discover out there somewhere. Wrong. Your potential is something you develop right where you are. They told you that growth happens when your circumstances improve, when you get the right opportunity, when you meet the right person, when conditions are perfect. Let me destroy that lie right now. Growth doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Growth creates conditions. The seed doesn't wait until the soil is comfortable. It breaks open in the darkness and pushes through dirt, through rocks, through resistance. That breaking is not destruction, that's growth. What you call your struggle, heaven calls your strengthening. What you call your pressure, the manufacturer calls your preparation. You've been waiting for life to get easier so you can finally grow. But growth doesn't come from ease. Growth comes from intentional daily expansion in the middle of whatever you're facing right now. Let me expose another lie you've been living. You think growth is about acquiring more information. You think if you just read one more book, attend one more seminar, watch one more video, then you'll be ready to become who you're supposed to be. Stop. Knowledge without application is not growth. It's decorated ignorance. You can have a library in your head and a cemetery in your future. The graveyard is full of educated people who never applied what they knew. Growth is not about knowing more. Growth is about becoming more. And becoming requires that you take what you know and deploy it. Use it, risk it, test it, fail with it, learn from it, adjust with it. That's growth. Here's what I've discovered after decades of studying human potential and kingdom principles. Most people are not living, they're repeating. They wake up and repeat yesterday. Same thoughts, same conversations, same habits, same limitations, same excuses, same fear. And they call that life. That's not life, that's a loop. You were not manufactured to run in circles. You were designed to expand, to increase, to multiply, to progress. Every day you wake up the same person you were yesterday, you are violating your original design. The manufacturer never creates stagnant products. Look at nature. Everything in nature is either growing or dying. A tree that stops growing starts rotting from the inside. A business that stops growing starts failing. A relationship that stops growing starts dying. A mind that stops growing starts decaying. You are not exempt from this principle. You cannot stay the same and expect different results. You cannot think the same thoughts and expect new outcomes. You cannot keep the same habits and expect transformed circumstances. Growth must become your daily non-negotiable commitment, or mediocrity will become your permanent address. Now let me teach you what the manufacturer says about growth, because when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And most people are abusing their growth capacity by either ignoring it completely or approaching it the wrong way. First principle, the manufacturer's growth design. Never ask the product how to improve it. Ask the manufacturer. When a smartphone needs an update, you don't ask the phone to figure it out. You download the update from the creator of the phone. You are a product, you have a manufacturer, and he built you with an internal growth system that requires daily activation. That system is not automatic. It's available. Just like your phone won't update unless you choose to update it. You won't grow unless you choose to grow. The manufacturer gave you capacity, but He also gave you responsibility. Your growth is not his job. It's yours. He provided the potential. You must provide the discipline. Second principle, the seed contains the forest principle. Everything the manufacturer creates is full but looks empty. A seed looks small, insignificant, limited. But hidden inside that seed is not just one tree, it's a forest. Because inside that one tree is 10,000 more seeds. And inside those seeds are 10,000 more forests. You don't look like what you carry. Your current appearance is not a measurement of your potential. Your present circumstance is not a reflection of your capacity. Inside you right now is more than you've ever imagined. But here's the key. That potential doesn't automatically become reality. The seed must be planted. It must be watered. It must be cultivated. It must grow. And growth only happens when the seed cooperates with the process. You can have unlimited potential and still die unrealized if you refuse to grow yourself every day. Third principle, growth happens in stages, not explosions. The manufacturer never designed instant maturity. He designed progressive development. A baby doesn't become an adult overnight. A seed doesn't become a tree in a day. Growth is daily. It's incremental. It's consistent. It's cumulative. You cannot grow yourself once and be done. You must grow yourself every day. People want the harvest, but they skip the seasons. They want the fruit, but they avoid the cultivation. They want the oak tree, but they refuse to be the acorn buried in darkness, pushing through dirt. Listen to me. Where you'll be in 5 years is not determined by one big decision. It's determined by 1,000 small decisions made daily. What you do every single day, repeated over time, becomes WHOUR. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. Your daily habits are either building your future or burying your potential. Fourth principle, you cannot outperform your self-image. Here's why most people never grow. They have the wrong picture of themselves. You will never consistently behave in a way that's inconsistent with how you see yourself. If you see yourself as average, you'll unconsciously sabotage excellence. If you see yourself as limited, you'll reject opportunities that exceed your self-image. If you see yourself as unworthy, you'll attract relationships that confirm your unworthiness. Your self-image is not just how you feel about yourself. It's the thermostat that controls how much growth you'll allow. Before you can grow your life, you must grow your identity. You must see yourself the way the manufacturer sees you, not as you are, but as you were designated to be. The manufacturer doesn't judge you by your current performance. He judges you by your specifications. You were manufactured in the image of a king, which makes you royalty. Kings don't beg. Kings don't shrink. Kings don't play small. Kings grow into their kingdom. Fifth principle, growth requires death. A seed must die to become a tree. The caterpillar must die to become a butterfly. The old you must die for the new you to emerge. This is not optional. You cannot grow into your future while clinging to your past. You cannot become who you're designed to be while protecting who you've been. Growth is painful because it requires release. You must release old thinking, old relationships that keep you small, old habits that keep you stuck, old identities that no longer fit, old excuses that keep you safe. What looks like loss is actually liberation. What feels like death is actually birth. The seed doesn't lose its life when it breaks open. It multiplies it. Stop mourning what you must leave behind. Start celebrating what you're about to become. Let me tell you a story about a man I met years ago. This man was brilliant, educated, talented, but he was stuck. He had the same job for 15 years, same routine, same income, same complaints. When I asked him why he hadn't grown beyond where he was, you know what he told me? He said, "I'm comfortable here. I know what to expect. Why risk what's working?" Let me tell you what happened to that man. 5 years later, his company downsized. His comfortable position was eliminated. And suddenly, at 50 years old, he had to compete in a market that had grown while he stood still. He wasn't prepared. He hadn't developed new skills. He hadn't expanded his capacity. He hadn't grown himself. And his comfort became his prison. Here's the principle. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The moment you get comfortable is the moment you start dying. Nature teaches us this. Animals in captivity, fed regularly, protected from danger, comfortable in their environment, lose their instinct. They lose their edge. They lose their wildness. They become domesticated, dependent, weak. Many of you have been domesticated by comfort. You've traded your growth for security. You've traded your potential for predictability. You've traded your destiny for a paycheck, and now you're dying inside, wondering why life feels so empty even though everything looks so stable. Consider the eagle. The mother eagle builds a comfortable nest for her babies. Soft, safe, warm. But there comes a day when she does something that looks cruel. She starts removing the soft materials. She exposes the sharp sticks underneath. She makes the nest uncomfortable. Why? Because if the nest stays comfortable, the eagles will never learn to fly. They'll stay babies forever. Comfort kills potential. The mother eagle knows something. Her babies were not designed to live in a nest. They were designed to soar. But they'll never discover their wings until the nest becomes unbearable. Some of you need to hear this. Your discomfort is not a curse. It's an invitation. Heaven is removing your soft materials, exposing the sharp sticks, making your current situation uncomfortable. Not to punish you, but to push you to fly, to grow, to become who you were always meant to be. What if I told you that everything you've been avoiding is actually the exact training ground for your growth? What if your difficult boss is teaching you patience? What if your financial pressure is teaching you wisdom? What if your season of obscurity is teaching you character? What if your closed doors are teaching you creativity? What if your waiting period is teaching you trust? You've been praying for God to remove your challenges, but the manufacturer doesn't remove the weight. He grows your strength. You don't need an easier life. You need a stronger you. And strength only comes through resistance. Growth only comes through challenge. Capacity only comes through pressure. Stop. Before I continue, I need to interrupt your thinking. Let me ask you something, and I need you to be honest. When was the last time you did something for the first time? When was the last time you read a book that challenged your beliefs? When was the last time you had a conversation that stretched your mind? When was the last time you attempted something that scared you? When was the last time you invested in your own development? If you can't remember, then you're not growing. You're coasting. And coasting only works in one direction, downhill. If something is stirring in you right now, if you feel that restlessness, that dissatisfaction, that hunger for more, don't ignore it. That's not depression. That's your potential banging on the door of your consciousness screaming, "Let me out." That's the manufacturer's alarm system telling you it's time to grow. It's time to expand. It's time to become more than you were yesterday. The wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard. And if you're still listening to me, it's because you refuse to be buried there with your music still inside you. You refuse to die with your books unwritten, your businesses unstarted, your inventions uncreated, your impact unrealized. Something in you knows you were made for more, and that something is right. So, what do you do now? How do you actually grow yourself every day? Let me give you the activation process. Stage 1. Wake up to your current reality. You cannot change what you tolerate. You cannot fix what you deny. The first step to growth is brutal honesty. Where are you really? Not where you pretend to be. Not where you tell people you are. Where are you actually? What are you actually thinking? What are you actually doing? What are you actually becoming? Look in the mirror of truth and assess. Am I growing or coasting? Am I expanding or shrinking? Am I becoming more or staying the same? This assessment is not condemnation, it's information. You need data to make decisions, and the data might hurt. Good, pain is a gift. It tells you something needs to change. Stage 2, decide to grow intentionally. Growth will not happen automatically. You must make it a decision, not a wish, not a hope, a decision, and decisions have consequences. If you decide to grow, you must also decide to invest time, invest money, invest energy, invest focus. You must decide to read when you'd rather scroll, study when you'd rather sleep, practice when you'd rather play, challenge yourself when you'd rather coast. Growth costs, but staying the same costs more. It costs your potential, your purpose, your destiny. What are you willing to pay to become who you were designed to be? Stage 3, create your daily growth system. You need structure. You need rhythm. You need non-negotiables. What will you do every single day to grow yourself? Read for 30 minutes? Journal your insights? Practice a new skill? Learn from a mentor? Exercise your body? Feed your spirit? Challenge your mind? Whatever it is, make it daily. Not when you feel like it. Not when conditions are right. Daily. Make growth as routine as breathing, as automatic as eating, as non-negotiable as sleeping. Your daily disciplines determine your future dominance. What you do in private today becomes your public reality tomorrow. Stage 4, apply what you learn. Knowledge is potential power. Application is actual power. Stop collecting information and start deploying transformation. Take one thing you learned this week and apply it. Test it. Use it. Risk it. Fail with it if necessary. But deal something with it. The graveyard is full of people who knew what to do but never did what they knew. Don't be another casualty of unused knowledge. Your assignment is not to be smart. Your assignment is to be effective. And effectiveness requires application. Stage 5, measure your progress. You cannot manage what you don't measure. How do you know if you're growing? Check your thinking. Is it expanding? Check your skills. Are they improving? Check your relationships. Are they elevating you? Check your results. Are they increasing? Growth leaves evidence. If there's no evidence, there's no growth. Be honest with yourself. Track your progress. Celebrate your wins. Correct your course. Keep growing. You were not born to be stagnant. You were not born to be stuck. You were not born to repeat yesterday forever. You were born to evolve, to increase, to multiply, to expand. Every single day of your life is an invitation from the manufacturer to become more knowledgeable, more skilled, more wise, more mature, more effective, more influential, more like the original design he had in mind when he created you. Listen to me. I'm not speaking to who you are. I'm speaking to who you're becoming. I see it. Heaven sees it. The only one who doesn't see it yet is you. But something is shifting right now. Something is breaking open inside you. That seed you've been protecting is cracking. That potential you've been burying is pushing through. That growth you've been postponing is demanding attention. You thought you had time to waste? Wrong. Every day you stay the same is a day you'll never get back. You thought growth could wait until you feel ready? Wrong. You'll never feel ready. Ready is not a feeling. Ready is a decision. You thought you were too old to grow? Wrong. As long as you have breath, you have capacity. Age is not a limitation. It's just a number. Your manufacturer doesn't retire his products. He refines them. You thought your past disqualifies you? Wrong. Your past was preparation. Every failure taught you something. Every mistake made you stronger. Every setback positioned you for comeback. Your birth was not an accident. It was strategic, calculated, deliberate. Heaven had a problem that only your unique design could solve. But that solution doesn't activate automatically. It activates through growth, daily, intentional, uncomfortable, challenging, stretching growth. You were manufactured to expand, to develop, to increase, to become. And every day you choose growth over comfort, progress over procrastination, development over stagnation, you are fulfilling your manufacturer's original intent. I prophesy to you today, the graveyard will not have your potential. Your seeds will not die with you. The books inside you will be written. The businesses inside you will be started. The impact inside you will be released. The wisdom inside you will be shared. The solutions inside you will be discovered because you are no longer sleeping on your potential. You are activating it daily, intentionally, relentlessly. This is your hour. This is your moment. This is your season. Not to wait, not to prepare endlessly, not to gather more information, but to grow, to become, to expand into the fullness of who you were designed to be. What you've been carrying, it's time to develop it. What you've been hiding, it's time to grow it. What you've been postponing, stop waiting. You have permission. You have authority. You have assignment. The manufacturer already said yes. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for people to believe in you. Stop waiting to feel confident. Confidence comes after you start growing, not before. You build confidence by doing the thing you're afraid to do. You build capacity by stretching beyond your current limits. You build your future by growing yourself today. Now, go and commit to this. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when life calms down. Now. So what do you do now? Let me give you 4 clear instructions. Number 1, identify one area where you've stopped growing. Is it your mind, your skills, your character, your relationships, your finances, your health? Be specific. Write it down. You cannot grow what you don't acknowledge needs growth. Number 2, create your daily growth ritual starting today. What will you do every single day without exception to grow in that area? 30 minutes of reading, morning journaling, skill practice, mentorship. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. Schedule it. Protect it. Honor it like you would any other important appointment, because it is the most important appointment. It's an appointment with your future self. Number 3, find a growth partner. someone who will hold you accountable, someone who is also committed to daily growth, someone who will challenge you when you make excuses and celebrate you when you make progress. Growth is not a solo journey. The manufacturer designed you for community. Find your tribe. Number 4, measure your progress weekly. Every 7 days, review your growth. What did you learn? What did you apply? What changed? What improved? What challenged you? What's next? This weekly reflection keeps you conscious, keeps you intentional, keeps you growing. You were not born to be a copy. You were born to be an original. And the world is waiting for what only you carry. But that original version of you doesn't appear automatically. It appears through daily, intentional growth. The manufacturer gave you the seed. Now you have the responsibility to water it, cultivate it, grow it, every single day. Die-empty. Leave nothing buried. Give earth everything heaven put inside you. And the only way to do that is to grow yourself every day. Not someday, not eventually, every day, starting today, starting now. Your destiny is not waiting for perfect conditions. Your destiny is waiting for a growing you